the whole world. What we're all about, we the girls with a passion for fashion. Ooh, Bratz, we'll always be there for each other. Ooh, Bratz.
Hey y'all, it's Kendall, aka Kendollars, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, as you can probably see here, I'm looking all kinds of crazy. We are going to be doing none other than the Bratz challenge. As soon as I saw this trend, you know I had to jump on that bandwagon because Ken doll, Bratz doll. You see where I'm going with this? I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of other beauty gurus doing this exact same challenge with the three-dimensional eyes, and I do believe Michelle Fawn or Dope111 or whatever her name is was the first one to do this three-dimensional kind of anime eye. And you know, I really wanted to try this look. It was extremely difficult creating these cartoon eyes, you guys. This is totally new to me and unlike anything I've ever done before. There's a few accounts on Instagram that actually take Bratz dolls and revamp them with new hair, new makeup, and all of that. One of these pages, and the page that I got my picture from, is at Martin Cantos, so I'll leave that on the screen right here. And they have a whole feed full of revamped Bratz for days, you guys. So I decided to recreate this look here, and I think I did a pretty freaking good job. I just loved the blue eyeshadow and the whole 90s vibe, and then I also loved the earrings, so you know I had to recreate this look. I am definitely not the first to do this tutorial. This Bratz challenge is trending all over Instagram, all over YouTube, and I just figured that I had to make one before it's too late. So here it is. Here's the finished look, and honestly there's a few imperfections, but overall I think it turned out pretty damn good for my first time doing something like this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm actually pretty impressed, and like the further away I am, the better it looks. I literally look like such a creepy cartoon. This is fucking insane. So if you guys want to see how I created this Bratz doll glam, please keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is take these Icon contact lenses I got from the beauty supply store, and these are in satin gray, but I wish I got a blue for this look, but these are just the ones that I had laying around. So I'm just going to pop those right into my eyes to start off. Ah, my eye, it's literally leaking, it's dripping, I'm crying. Ah. So after I'm done with my contact lenses, I'm going to take my ABH brow dip and this slanted angled brush, and I'm just going to start filling in my eyebrows. Next, I'm going to take my concealer and I am just going to clean up the edges of my eyebrow and also highlight the brow bone with this eyeshadow brush. After that, I'm just going to blend out any rough lines. Now it's time to prime our eyes, and I'm going to use my MAC paint pot in the color Soft Ochre, and I'm just going to apply that on my lid and just below my lower lash line because we will be using shadow there as well. The next thing I'm going to do is trace out the shape I want my Bratz doll eye to be with this brown lip pencil by MAC. First I'm going to extend my inner corners, and then I'm going to draw on a fake crease where I want the shadow to go. And then of course I'm going to trace in my pupil. And just a warning, you will be looking all kinds of crazy before this look comes together, but trust the process. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the whites of our eyes with this white eye kohl. And then we're going to go in with a blue eye kohl like you see here, and we're just going to shade in our pupils. Next, I'll be dipping into my Morphe 35B palette into this navy blue, which is the darkest blue in the palette, and I will just be carving out my fake crease. Now I'm going to take my Morphe E18 brush from the Jaclyn Hill collection and the softer blue, and I'm just going to blend out the crease and any harsh lines. Now that we're done with that, I'm going to take that same eyeshadow brush we used for our brow concealer, and I am going to go ahead and cut the crease. After we've cut the crease, I'm going to take my NYX matte liquid liner and I'm just going to carve out the shape of the eye and cover up any of that brown eye pencil that we had from before. This is where I feel like the look starts to come together and you start seeing the Bratz eye. Now that we're all done with that, we're going to dip into our Morphe 35B palette and we're going to grab that dark blue and we're just going to shade in our pupils. This is just going to set that eye kohl that we had put there previously. Next, we're going to dip back into our Morphe 35B palette with this matte black, and we are just going to draw on the centers of our pupils like so, just a couple of little black dots. Next, we're going to take our blue eye kohl again, and we are just going to line the lower lash line of the eyes we've created. Then we're going to take our white eye kohl, and we're just going to draw on some shine, and this is just going to give the anime eyes a more three-dimensional look. Now, taking my concealer on the handle of this brush, I'm going to dot a little sparkle in my eye just to add a bit more detail to the look. Now, taking my Too Faced glitter glue, I'm just going to dab that on the back of my hand, and with our same eyeshadow brush, I am just going to go in the crease and kind of smooth that out with the glitter glue. And then I'm going to take this loose pigment, and this is actually by my brand, which is Doll's House, which will be launching in March. So if you're looking to get your hands on some gorgeous loose sparkly pigments, you know where to come. But I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to apply that on the lid we've created. Next, I'm going to take my same NYX matte liquid liner that we used before, and I am just going to outline my eye. And remember that we're extending our inner corner, so make sure that you do that. And I'm just going to wing it out like so, and then I'm just going to fill in any extra space. Next, I'm going to take my Real Techniques beauty sponge and my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, and I am just going to apply that all over my face, and I'm going to be very careful around my waterline and the eye I've created because I don't want to smudge anything. And then I'm going to take my MAC press powder and just set that foundation. Next, I'm going to take my Born This Way concealer by Too Faced, and I'm going to start contouring my nose as well as highlighting the high points in my face, but I'm going to make sure that I keep this very centered. Next, I'm just going to pat that out with my Beauty Blender sponge. Highlighting the center of the face only is going to give the illusion of a smaller face. Now, taking the two lightest shades in my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and this tapered brush by Sigma, I'm just going to set that under eye concealer as well as further highlight my high points in my face because Bratz do have very distinguished facial features. Now that I'm done setting my under eyes, I'm going to go back in with my blue eye kohl and I'm just going to reline my waterline. Now dipping back into my Morphe 35B palette with this dense blending brush, I'm just going to take this aqua blue and I'm going to further blend out the crease, and then I'm going to take the matte black and I'm going to start shading the inner corner. Now I'm just going to take my mascara and kind of blend in my lashes because you can really see them with this look. Now I'm going to dip into this Juvia's Place Masquerade palette and I'm going to take this icy white and just highlight my brow bone for a little bit more drama. Now I'm going to take this soft bristled blending brush and that aquamarine blue and I'm just going to further blend out our crease. By now you should have something that looks like this, and we are going to move on to my favorite part, which is lashes, and I'm going to take these 3D mink lashes, again by my own brand, which is Doll's House, and I'm going to use my Duo Lash Glue, and I'm just going to pop those on my natural lash line just above my black eyeliner, and I'm going to focus these more on the outer corner of the eyes just because we have elongated our eyes quite a bit here. Then I'm just going to go back into my liquid liner and I'm going to blend the lashes into my lash line. At the same time, I'm going to redraw in our fake crease, and this is really going to bring the cartoon eye together. Moving on to contour, I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light kit again, and I'm going to apply that just above my cheekbone, again closer to the center of my face because we are trying to create the illusion of a smaller face. Then to bring the face to life, of course, a little bit of Raisin blush, which y'all know is my favorite blush. I use it in every single tutorial. Because Bratz dolls have that teeny tiny nose and I don't, I'm going to go back into my Shade and Light palette yet again, and I am just going to contour my nose with this blending brush. Now dipping into my Fenty How Many Carats powder highlight, I'm just going to dab that onto my cheekbone, and as you can see in the photo, the Bratz doll has the same kind of sparkly highlight, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. Next, I'm going to take my MAC lip liner in the shade Mahogany, and I am just going to overline my lips, you guys. I am going to literally overline to the gods. If you think you've done too much, you probably haven't done enough. And then I'm going to go in with my ABH liquid lipstick, and I actually forget the shade of this, so I'm going to have to check upon it and leave it in the description, but I am going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my lips with that. Next, I'm going to take this metallic lipstick, and this is literally from Ardene's. It is dirt cheap, it smells like crayons, but I just love the sheen to it, so I'm going to apply that to my lips because the Bratz doll in the photo does have a gold tint. Now I'm going to go back into my Morphe 35B palette, and with this small Sigma blending brush, I'm just going to detail blend out my new crease, and this is optional, but I just decided that the more detailed the merrier, especially with a look like this. And that is the finished look. I am just going to go off camera so that I can put my hair up into the little baby buns, and I'll be right back.
We'll always be there for each other.